I had no clue how many mistakes you could make in setting your vision board up until I realized that I had made them all. To spare you time, effort, and frustration with your vision board, here are my personal tips for you to help you set your vision board up for success. Hi there, I'm Anne-Katrin and I'm occasionally awake. I'm here to help you experience your own occasional awakenings and learn to embrace the time in between. Welcome to my channel. My vision board was a mess. It was all over the place. And I kept it up for a long while, for too long, before I realized this ain't working. A vision board is a visual representation of your dreams, wishes, and goals. A vision board can relate to either a specific area of your life that you want to improve, that you have a certain vision for yourself, or it can relate to the bigger picture. Let's say to the person you want to be 5 years from now or 10 years from now. I realized the slow and hard way that my vision board was merely a good vibes board. It's fine to have that, but it's just not effective. And if it ain't effective, it's clearly missing its purpose. So this is basically about creating your vision board in an effective way to help you manifest more efficiently and faster. I'm so grateful you're here right now. So please make sure to like and subscribe to become occasionally awake with me. So now here are the key principles that you need to know and implement in order to set your vision board up for success. Number 1, one board, one vision. See, when I finally realized that my vision board was completely, utterly ineffective, I really broke it down, analyzed it in order to identify the parts that did not work. And one of the things that didn't work was that my vision board was representing many different things, parts of my visions for basically all areas of my life, and it was just completely scattered. There was no common denominator, and you really need that. Now, do I mean by that you should limit yourself to one vision in life that is represented on your one vision board? No, of course not. Please have as many beautiful visions as you want. Instead, you might actually consider having more than one vision board. It really comes down to this. In case you have several grand visions, why not grant every one of them the space of its own vision board? Principle number 2, it operates where it's on. See, space is relevant. The home you give to your vision board should be very carefully assigned. It should be related to the vision you want to achieve, to the vision represented on the vision board in some way. It simply makes a lot of sense to put up that vision board in the area where you actually perform the tasks, perform the actions related to the vision represented on the board. For example, if your vision is related to body, health, exercise, that might be your workout space. Or just in case you don't work out at home, that could be the space where you keep your exercise gear. Anytime you do something related to the vision, you see the vision board in that moment to remind yourself of why you want to achieve this, to facilitate the action, to fortify the action, to give yourself some fuel to achieve that vision. A second example, if your vision is related to work, simply put up your vision board in your office. Make sure that you take looks at your vision boards frequently whenever you are sitting down to work in that office. Here's a third example. So if your vision is to be a great, loving, and involved parent, you could set up the vision board representing that vision close to the dinner table, so that when you sit down for family dinner, you have that visual representation that reminds you of how you want to approach that dinner, how you want to approach that communication. So here's principle number 3, which is attainability. Please, under all circumstances, make sure that the visual representations of the vision you try to achieve that you put on the board are actually attainable. Now, as we focus on the vision board, please make sure that the pictures you choose are as attainable as the vision in your head, that they're as closely related as possible. So don't just go for any pictures you just stumbled upon that somehow fit but not really. Don't take them. We got the internet, we got Google, we got Instagram. Find your perfect pictures. Find your perfect representations of what it is that you want to achieve. Just print it out. Make your vision board as precise as possible. Here's the approach that I took when I first set up my vision board. I went with the quality of the pictures in the magazines that I happened to have at home. What I actually did with that is I made the quality of the pictures I happened to have at home the quality of my vision. What the hell did I think? I don't know. But it's what I did. Now I know better. You know better. That's just the perfect representation of the state I was in at the time, which was creating by default. I was creating my vision board by default. So please don't let that happen to you. If your vision is grand and bold, and you can't help yourself but choose the pictures that feel so unlike you, so unlike where you currently are in your life. One solution can be to add the idea of gradual progress into your vision board, to build a visual bridge to the final end goal into your board. So whether that's the number of followers you want to reach on social, or whether it's the income you want to create within the next 5 years, make sure to have a visual representation of the near future, the halfway point, and the end goal. Just choose to visually represent that as several steps to take within your vision board. Principle number 4, frame it, and not only the board. See, I don't care if your vision board has a frame around it, but I do care if your vision has a frame around it. A time frame, that is. See, the term vision can easily fall on the edge of a mere dream, a wish, and a goal. And if you want to take your vision from the dreamy, wouldn't it be nice if that ever happened to me, state into the, I'm going to make this possible by then. I'm going to realize this by then. I'm going to achieve this by then. Then you set yourself up for success. Principle number 5. It's a work in progress. You know, as I mentioned, I made the mistake of creating my vision board years ago and then never really revisiting it until I came to the point where I realized it never fit in the first place. It never truly represented any specific vision of mine. It was more a good vibes board, which is a nice to have, but it ain't gonna help you manifest that efficiently, right? So just check in with your vision board every now and then and be very open and flexible to the idea that your vision is allowed to change. Allow your vision to change. Allow your vision to evolve as you evolve into the person you want to become. And in that process, be very open to any new images or phrases or quotes that you really want on your vision board, which is already full by then because you created the whole board. But as your vision changes, be very open to taking down the vision board every now and then and changing it up. Taking out a few pictures that you don't resonate with anymore and adding new ones that really relate to the state of progress that you currently are at in relation to that vision. By implementing these 5 principles, you're really setting your vision board up for success and manifestation and fulfillment. Got any occasional awakenings yet? Now I want to hear from you. What did you take away from today's video? Can you maybe relate to my personal experience of having a totally inefficient vision board at some point? And which of these principles are you going to implement into your own vision board? If you resonated with this, please like and subscribe. And if you want more insights on duality, non-duality, and the concepts in between, please visit me at occasionallyawake.com to enhance your own awakenings. Bye.